Ahoy there, chummers, and welcome to another episode of Shadow Talk, the show where we just kind of sit around and talk about all things Shadowrun and the Sixth World. Now, today's topic is going to be kind of a short one, but it's one that I think it could generate a lot of really good discussion, some pretty good stories, and that is, what is your most memorable character on the tabletop? You know, every game has the standard cookie cutter street samurai, decker, mage, shaman, all that stuff. We've got the people that play the standard, the equivalent of the standard human fighter with absolutely no background or thought put into it. It's just numbers on a page, and they just roll the dice and continue through the game. For some people, that's fun. Other people like a little bit more with their role playing. No judgments either way. But every now and again, you have a character, whether it's your character or whether it's another character at the table with you, or if you're a DM, it might be a character that one of your players has, but it's a character that has some sort of quirk, some sort of maybe personality tick, or there's just something about that character that makes it stand out. It sticks in your mind. It's a very memorable character, and you talk about it for years and years to come. Maybe it's one character that was particularly annoying that somebody did. I'm sure we've all had, we've all made annoying characters, and we have all been that guy around the role-playing table before. Or maybe it's just a character that is so freaking awesome that everybody can't help but talk about it, even decades sometimes after the game actually happens. I'll give you two examples from around my gaming table. First example, this is a game that happened a couple years ago. I can't remember exactly when. I'm not sure. I don't think it was back in high school. I think it was after that. I think it was after I had reconnected with my high school gaming group after college. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. But I had one player who loved riggers. Every time he played Shadowrun, every time we started a new campaign, he was a rigger of some kind. And he was usually the standard rigger with, the big truck or vehicle or something. He had one game where he managed to play a Thunderbird jockey. Still not sure how I let him do that, but that was an interesting game. I'll have to dig out my notes and get some reminders on how that happened, maybe tell that story a couple of times, at some point. But he was always a rigger. And he always had the vehicle. He was always a vehicle rigger. Well, one game he decided he was going to play a drone rigger. Not just any drone rigger. He was going to be a troll drone rigger because he thought trolls were pretty cool, but he had always played humans. So yeah, he's going to play a troll and kind of shake things up a bit. So he's doing his character creation. We're going through the motions. He's spending his new yen, getting his stats put in and everything, and he's working on his drones. And this is like a couple of hours because this is back in 3rd edition, where everything took forever. I love 3rd edition, but my God, some things in that game they went on and on and on. And rigging and vehicles was one of those things. So he's going through, he's making his drones. He's like, okay, now I need a vehicle. And I'm like, all right, what kind of vehicle are you going to try and get? He's like, oh, well, I think I'm going to get a motorcycle. Just something that I can kind of tool around in and attach my drones to and have them fly out and that sort of thing. Because he didn't get very big drones, really. I forget what the biggest drone he had was, but he didn't have like the big honking drones that zipped around and killed everything. He had some decent sized drones, but he had some smaller ones as well. So I was like, okay, all right, well, how much new yen do you have? And he's looking at his sheet, he's looking at his calculations, and he's like, oh crap. I'm like, what? He's like, I only have 50 new yen. I'm like, oh. Well, you ain't getting a motorcycle with 50 new yen. He's like, no, I'm not. So he spends a couple of minutes kind of pondering his sheet, looking to see if there's anything that he can take away, anything that he wants to take away or anything like that. And after a few minutes, he kind of looks at me and he goes, how much for a bike? And I'm like, We talked about this a few minutes ago, and I pulled out the minimum cost of Yamaha rapier. I think is like 1,500 New Year or something like that. I think that's the no Dodge Scoot in the third edition book. That was the cheapest quote unquote motorcycle, and I think that was like just under 1,000 New Yen or something like that, like 900, 950, maybe 850. I don't know. I don't have those memorized anymore. So he's like, no, no. I mean a bicycle. And I'm like, a what? A bicycle? And he's like, yes, I want a bicycle. How much for a bicycle? I'm like, hang on. So I checked in the book to see if there was anything on a bicycle, like what the availability would be, how much it would cost, and that sort of thing. And I'm like, I actually can't find anything. So I pondered this for a minute, and I'm like, okay, you can get a bike. It's not going to be a very good one, and it's going to take the rest of your New Yen because you're getting it from a thrift shop, a secondhand store. He's like, all right, perfect. So he buys a bicycle, and I let him pick the embellishments, and he picked a little girl's bicycle, troll size, so he could fit on it, but he picked a little girl's bicycle. So he was essentially this big massive troll riding down the street with on a pink Huffy Schwinn with tassels and a basket on the front of it, and no one fragged with this guy at all. he'd ride that through the barrens, and nobody would touch him. Everybody would stay away from the giant, angry-looking trog riding the little girl's bike, which is probably a safe way to do things. And by the way, yes, he did end up tricking it out. He was the team's transportation. He ended up at some point getting wired reflexes and I think muscle replacements in his legs to help him pedal faster. And he actually tricked it out to where it was like a multi-person bicycle with a sidecar, and everybody had to help pedal. And it was the stupidest freaking thing, but it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and we still bring that character up every now and again, just for laughs because of the sheer ridiculousness that it entailed. And then the second character that we have that's pretty. It actually is a regular character because it's a character that this player has developed throughout the course of 10, 15 years of gaming, and the stats may change. She goes up and down in experience level whenever we start like a new campaign or something like that, but it is always the same thing. It is a troll female, street samurai, loaded with all of the armor that you could possibly get, to the point where like the only way I can actually kill her or hurt her is to have a mage try and fry her brain so it leaks out of her ears. This character is kind of annoying, but it's a troll female. The name is Bar. I don't know why. That's just the name she chose, and this character always has a 1 charisma. Like that is the dump stat. Charisma is 100% the dump stat. Intelligence is kind of up there. Intelligence is like average-ish. Willpower is a little bit higher than that. Charisma is always the dump stat, and everything else just goes into the physical stats. This troll is a freaking monster. I mean, it really is. I've seen this troll go toe-to-toe with a dragon and almost come out on top. Not quite, but close enough. But not only that, she always has a delusion that she is the most gorgeous troll in existence, when in reality she has been beaten with several ugly sticks during her time. So the way she pulls it off, she's always got this thick Cockney English accent and she's just running around thinking she's absolutely gorgeous. I can't do the accent, or I would do it, but she runs around thinking she's absolutely gorgeous, and acting like a gorgeous person would, going, hitting on all these really hot guys and so on and so forth, and just it's funnier than it sounds. And it's because of the delivery that this person has with it. It's because of the way that it's played, not necessarily the concept itself, which is kind of funny, but it loses something in translation when you're just kind of talking about it on YouTube and somebody's hearing it kind of third hand. It's one of those things that if I was able to do live play videos, I would, just to showcase it, just because it is absolutely hilarious. And the accent that she could do is it's absolutely spot on. It's really hilarious. So anyway, those are some of my most memorable characters that I've had around my tabletop. What are the let's try that again. What are some of the most memorable characters that you have had around your tabletop? Whether it's somebody that you've played, somebody that you've seen someone else play, or if you're a DM, what is the most interesting, most memorable, or most annoying character that you have ever had at your table, or one of the most annoying characters that you have ever had at your table, or one of the best, or whatever. Just somebody that you remember. Let me know in that comment section below. As always, if you liked what you see, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will always know whenever I upload a brand new video, and I will see you all next time. And that's the chip truth, chummers. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more Shadowrun content. Hit that notification bell so you will always know when I upload a brand new Shadowrun video, and until next time, remember to shoot straight and never, ever deal with a dragon.